Okay, so I recently built this app, which I did a video on. It's a Wordle clone. It's sort of a word guessing game. The video will be on the screen now if you want to go and find it. This was built in Flutterflow. Now, whilst building this, I had to use a random word generator. So I found a free API online, which was this one. And basically, all you do is generate random words. And I thought, I want to build a very simple API for myself and just to see what it's like, and I decided I was going to do it in using Python. So I thought, how hard can it be? And the answer is actually dead simple. So we're going to go through that now, and all the files are available on GitHub, which I will come to as we go through, so you can go and download them and you can give this a go for yourself. So we've got an API, and what it does, it provides us with a mystery. So it's called Mystery Box API, and it provides us with some kind of anything really. It's just for fun. It doesn't really do anything at all that's useful, but it's just nonsense. So this is the online version on one of the routes, which we'll come to in a second. Just click here for mystery, and then you get basically just your completely random piece of information, but it is being hosted on PythonAnywhere, and we can test it out. This is the Flutterflow API calls section, so we can just go and test this out, test the API call, and then again we get some complete random nonsense. No API keys required, nothing like that. You haven't got to send any information, just literally query the API URL and you'll get an answer back. So this is about as simple as an API can get. We're doing it, like I said, with Python. We've got a very simple Flask app. So let's have a look, see what we've got. On PythonAnywhere, if you are not familiar with PythonAnywhere, just go in and create an account and you will get to create an app, which will bring you to your dashboard. And then you'll have some options: dashboard, console, files, web, tasks, etc. There is a free version of PythonAnywhere. That is what I'm using. You can have a paid version, so you can have more than one app, and you don't have to keep logging in to have it running. I've got the free version. It allows you to have one project on the go, and you have to log in every 3 months just to keep it running if you desire, if that's what you want to do. But basically the free version is fine for certainly what I'm doing here. So you want to go to the Files tab, and I have basically created some directories. My site is the default one, which is where your code will be stored for your site. So if you clicked on my site, and I've got some directories, I've got roots and utils. You've got our main file, which is in the root directory. We've got a roots folder, which is got some Python files in. We're only interested in the mystery and the mystery API.py files and the init.py. These are something completely different that I'm working on. And then we've got utils. Again, you've got an init.py. Now, that is a blank file. I will come to why we need that shortly. And then we've got the mystery items py file, which is a Python dictionary. So I'll run through those individually. And then again, that one there is something else I'm working on. All these files are available on GitHub. So if you head to the link down below, and basically you can just go and grab all these directly from GitHub, and you can upload them direct to your PythonAnywhere account, and then just follow the instructions either in the video or obviously on the text there, where you just create the folders, and then you can query the API at whatever your username is, pythonanywhere.com, to get to your endpoint, or indeed to go to the online web version where you just click one just to check that it works. So our first file is app.py. This is the opening point, the landing point. Is where we go first to initialize our web app. Just go through the process of setting up a Flask app. Just follow the prompts on the screen when you set up your PythonAnywhere account. It's dead easy. It's just follow the options on the screen basically, and you can run through it and you'll get a Flask app set up blank to drop these files into. So the register roots is being imported from the roots folder, and app is the name of our Flask app basically. So then if we go back to my site and we're going to root init file, so the register roots is what we're importing. there into the app file, and basically this just so the routes work, so it knows where to go to which file depending on which route we are choosing, basically. So that's what that does. So our mystery.py file, our route is /mystery, which is what we are using there, and essentially what it's telling you to hit the endpoint. And then we are importing blueprint and JSONify from Flask and random, and basically what we're doing, our blueprint mystery_bp is what we are using here, so it knows again what file to go hunting for, where it needs to go looking for the route, so everything functions correctly. And then what we're doing, basically, we've got a function called mystery box, creating a random choice from mystery items, which we are importing there. So that's our Python dictionary of mystery items, and we're just choosing one at random, and we're returning the item back to our user who has hit the endpoint. And then the mystery API, this is just the web version, and essentially we've got the blueprint mystery API, which was related to the init file, and then we've got the endpoint route, so that is here, the mystery API, and then we have got the simple HTML, which renders what we see on the screen. And then we're returning the response, which when you click here for a mystery, you get that. So lunchtime is an illusion, lunchtime doubly so. I'm assuming there some kind of emojis or something, possibly. And then back to my site, and then in the utils we have got the mystery items folder, and there you go, let's say some emojis there. So where's the lunchtime it was there somewhere. Time is an illusion, lunchtime doubly so, because I'm not emojis. Okay, we've got a Python dictionary, which is basically our stored information. Obviously I have just hard coded this. I didn't write all the make-things up, I just asked AI to make some stuff up for me. Obviously you can make them as many as you want, you can make them up. You could actually just query a AI API just to make them up randomly on the spot, but whichever way you want to do it. In terms of creating a very simple API from PythonAnywhere, I thought this was more than sufficient. You could probably just go into ChatGPT and say, can I have 2,000 of those? And then you'd get plenty of options there, so your user wouldn't keep getting the same thing if you wanted to use something like this. But you can hit this endpoint yourselves, rapidmvp pythonanywhere.com/mystery, just to test it out in whatever software, if you're using Postman or something, or say I'm using this in the Flutterflow API call section. Or you can indeed go to this URL and you can come to this page. It's there just for you to try out, and then just click there for mystery. Bananas aren't berries, but strawberries aren't. Is that a fact, or is that a made up fact? Who knows? I have no idea. But anyway, so that is how you do it. It's actually dead simple. The only thing you need to consider, so when you come to set up your app, like I said, just go onto PythonAnywhere, open a free account, create a new app, and run through the options to set up a Flask app. And then you have your blank dashboard, and then your files will be blank and your web section will be blank. So like I say, in the files within the My Site section, create your folders and upload the files, as long as you put everything in the right place, i.e. app.py in the root, as in the My Site folder, and then create a folder with roots with your mystery API and your init file. And then finally on your utils, you need to add in your mystery items file and your blank init file. So the blank init file, so if you just create a new file, you can do it there and just init.py, call it new file. It doesn't have to put anything in it. If you've got the mystery items.py file in there without the init file, your app won't be able to find that information. It needs this file to be able to reference this one, even if that file is blank. So that is something that's worth remembering and not forgetting. And then finally, on the web section here, you can open up your app there. Now if I clicked on that, that'd be a 404. It doesn't go anywhere because the only route that's actually got any HTML is the mystery API route. But then the other thing you have to remember on PythonAnywhere is your WSGI file, so you need to make sure that this is set up correctly. The input OS I don't actually need. I can actually take that out, although I have got some. I'm working on some things that I will need it, hence why I've left it in there. But basically, you need to make sure that your project home is correct. So that in my case, I've left it as default my site. You may choose to change the name of the my site folder or put a new folder in, but I've left that as default. I suggest you do the same especially if you're new to this. And then you need to make sure that that is correct. So in your app.py, you need to make sure that your app is actually called app, if that makes sense. You need to make sure that that is actually called app and not application or app 1, app 2 or appy or anything else you want to call it, because whatever you call that, you need to match it in your WSGI file so it functions. Otherwise it just won't work at all. And that is basically how you do it. It's a very simple concept, and then obviously then you can use that in your apps however you wish, or indeed you can then make it more complicated or whatever. I'm going to do some more of these. I'm going to make something a bit more complicated. This is just literally starter stuff just to see how it functions. I'm going to do these again and sort of add in layers of complexity as I go, and I'll keep doing these videos as I update the complexity of what I'm doing with these APIs so we can build something out together. So the mystery box API may disappear, it may become something else, but for the time being that's there. Hopefully that was useful, especially if you're, a user that's completely new to this. This is just a very simple way of creating something that you've achieved something, it's published, and you can query it and it just looks, I've done something that works, which is what I used it for. Hopefully that was useful. If it is, please consider liking and subscribe. As always, I'd love to know your comments, what you'd like me to add to this, anything else you'd like me to do. Leave those down below. I'd love to hear your views, and I'll speak to you in the next video.